grainy, but I mean, you can see the paddles and the bell on them from here.
Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
Bull is a tank. Oh, there he goes. He just turned his head. It's ridiculous.
Like I said, he's got to be 50 to 60 inches wide. He's a clear 10 from here.
And that's it. So here's an update for you guys. He's still down in that meadow.
Or still not.
The low road that we were hoping got us closer does not exist. I don't know what that is on the map, but it is not existent at all. So right now we are trying to figure out exactly how the heck we're supposed to get down there. Because the hill down from where we are is
Turned his attention to those bushes. Let's see what
steep.
happens.
It's steep.
Tell him about
He's got to be pushing 50 inches, which is
bigger.
Andy figures bigger. He's clear 10 points at least on the one side that we can count the points on from here.
From 2 kilometers away.
This is killing me right now.
The bell
He's
on
just
him-
an absolute monster, and I have no idea how we're going to get down there.
The bell on him has to be 2 feet long.
We need a boat. Anybody got a boat?
Secret lake that's
all
got a
right.
boat.
Right. I'm not going to keep videoing myself having this emotional roller coaster right now, but we're going to try. We're going to see if we can make this happen. Talk to you guys in a bit. Game plan. I think we figured it out as much as it's going to kill the both of us. We're going to let him do what he's doing tonight. He's still got a cow with him. I don't think he's going far. So what we're going to do is we're going to go sit on there's a swamp a little ways down. We're going to park ourselves on there and just kind of watch and see what happens there, see if anything wanders in, if maybe they wander down that way. If not, we're going to be in here first thing tomorrow morning and see if we can't call them into that swamp. It is, I think it's less than a kilometer from there to where we spotted him, so the plan is we're going to see if we can call him in. He's clearly in the mood, so hopefully we can call him into us, and he will be a hell of a lot easier retrieval out of that swamp than he will be out of the oxbow that he's in right now. So fingers crossed, it's going to be a long night. All right, good morning, guys. It's just after 9 a.m. right now. So we ended up watching that bull last night, ended up putting him to bed, waited until it was dark before we left. And he looked pretty comfortable. I don't think he's going to want to go anywhere. He's got that cow with him. So they both look pretty quiet, pretty calm. So we're hoping that they haven't gone far. We went back to camp. We got a bunch of gear together. We got an extra 600 feet of rope and cable today, and the chainsaw and a few other things that we didn't have. So we're prepared to deal with them if we come across them again. So we went over the sat maps. We found a spot that was about 800, 1100 yards from the swamp that we saw him in. And we're hoping to call him in there. The wind's good and it's in our favor blowing down valley. So hopefully we can call him into here today. But yeah, I mean, that's about all we can do. Where he was last night, there was just no getting into him. I ranged him. I did have him broadside at just a hair under 500 yards, I think 497. Which, I mean, it's a doable shot, but just where he was, there was the amount of deadfall and bush that we had to go through and then cross an oxbow in the river to get to that meadow. It wasn't feasible. If I put him down, it was going to be hell to get in there and try and get out again with him. And it didn't make any sense. It would have been a waste of a shot and a waste of a moose. So unfortunately, we held off on him last night, and hopefully calling him in this morning works. So we know he's around. Fingers crossed we can put it together. So talk soon. Patience is a virtue. What's going on, guys? So afternoon update. We're still grinding it out on this bull. It hasn't materialized yet, but kind of a hard one to let go. So we're gonna keep plugging away. We've kind of, we're probably about over an hour from camp from where we are. So it's 2 in the afternoon now. We've basically, it makes no sense to run back and hunt the other end of the valley that we've been hunting, so we've kind of committed our entire day to him. We'll see if it pans out or not. Kind of put all our eggs in one basket today, hoping that we could get this guy back out. If you saw him, you'd understand. So keep working on it. I'll let you know. Today's grind. We've been here for 9 hours now.
Probably.
About that, 9 hours. The Harrier hawk we just saw is probably the first sign of life that we have seen in this block today. So, been kind of taking turns sitting on it and babysitting it, calling, hoping. And he's gone for a walk up to the top of the hill, looked into the next dip down. I just went for a drive, reglassed all the oxbows, all the sections of river that we could see. Haven't found anything there. I did find a couple consolation prizes, so that's all right. But, yeah, eyes are getting tired. But that is the reality of it. I'm going to keep grinding away and see if we can't make something happen. Good morning, guys. It is the morning of day 5, so we are 2 days after spotting that big bull now. We're back in that valley again on that swamp. We sat in here all day yesterday, called, kind of hoping to draw him out to somewhere where we could actually get at him. Nothing panned out yesterday, so we're back in here this morning. We've been in here since dark 30. It's been light for about an hour now. Sun's just starting to actually poke over the ridge there, so we're gonna give it the morning in here. We're gonna call, see if we can't draw him out or maybe draw another bull out. They're obviously starting to move through this area. Realistically, if by about 11 o'clock we don't see anything here this morning, we're gonna pull up stakes and we're gonna head down valley. We've only got 2 days left, including today, so we gotta kind of make something happen here. Alrighty, so we're just our way into that back valley that we were talking about earlier. Came across some pretty fresh tracks on the side of the road, and there's a definite dew claw on there, so it looks like a heavy set bull. So plans have changed a little bit. I hiked in. Looks like there's a swamp back here, so, and he's gonna swing around upwind to the swamp, try and work his way in that way and see if anything's in there, if he can bump it back out. But those tracks are, the dirt inside the track was still damp, so I'd say those are probably within the last half hour to an hour max with the weather right now. So there you go, but fingers crossed we're on the right track. Alright, well, I got into this pond back here. There are no fresh tracks anywhere in here. There's one set of tracks that looks like it's about 5 days old. So this was clearly not the destination, but still worth checking out. So it's probably a good thing there's no moose back here. It's steep as hell getting back out. I feel like video just doesn't do it justice. We are definitely getting our workout in. I feel like there's something to be said for the guys that are hunting from jet boats. Onward and upward. Okay. Just to show you guys what we're looking for here. We've been tracking these tracks for a little while. So in the rut, they're starting to pair up here. So this is a bull track. So you're gonna notice the dew claws are gonna touch at the back here. And then those toes are gonna be spread out a fair bit more because it's packing a lot more weight from the antlers on the top there, right? Give me an idea. That is a decent sized bull. And following him, and he is paired up with a cow. You notice her track doesn't have any dew claws in the back. It's noticeably smaller than my hand. So that is what we're after right there. Good morning, guys. So it's the morning of day 6. So this is our last day here to hunt. We got on 2 fresh sets of bull tracks last night, and just neither one of them panned out. One of them just ghosted, and the other one paired up with a cow, and they headed down to the river through a spot that was just too thick to even get into. So this morning we've split up. So I'm watching this meadow here. So it doesn't really have anything to hold them per se, but where it sits off a power line and kind of intersects between 3 different swamps. So if they want to cross between any one of those 3 and don't want to use the power line or the road, which most of them don't right now, they kind of have to cross through here. So that's my plan. I'm watching this, and he's kind of up and roving around this morning. I think he's getting a little bit restless. So, but figure split up, maximize our odds. We're gonna hunt the morning. We're gonna go back to camp around noon, get everything squared away for tomorrow, and then probably come out and still hunt maybe 2 hours this evening. See if we can't turn something up. But otherwise, I gotta head out. Probably 5:30 tomorrow morning, start heading back down towards the coast because I got Thanksgiving dinner to get to. So, fingers crossed we can put something together today, but it's not for a lack of grinding anyways. So, that's just what hunting is. Just before noon on day 6 here. I sat in the spot this morning for almost 4 hours. No hide or hair, and then finally the wind ended up switching up on me, so I pulled out of there. I drove up to another road that we had hunted a few years ago, but it's all pretty grown over. But I hiked in from there. I kept following my map. It was telling me there was a lake up in here, and found a pretty good sized lake. It's an absolutely beautiful muskegee meadow. So it would absolutely suck to shoot a moose back here, and Andy is going to hate me if I put one down. But the spot's just about perfect, and I got a feeling that bull we lost yesterday ended up in here, not the pond we thought he did. I'm just hiking my way out here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really glad I did not put a moose down there. It's, I don't know if you can see it. It's way down there. But it is a hell of a hike through all of this stuff. So, if you're gonna go out by yourself, even if you're with a group, but especially if you're by yourself, have some kind of an emergency GPS communicator. The one that I've got is my Zoleo. And it's not even so much that you got to be worried about predators. I mean, you do keep your head on a swivel, right? Especially here, I'm in grizzly country, so it's not something you want to take lightly, but far more likely is that you're going to slip or trip or do something on this stuff here. You're going to break an ankle, sprain an ankle, or worse, break a leg, or, you know, have an even worse fall than that. And you want to be able to get a message out that you need help, because you may not be able to drag yourself back out. So that's my little tidbit of advice for the day. Have a communicator, know how to use it. You never know, right? All can and does happen. You could trip on a sidewalk at home and break an ankle. There it's easy to get help. Here it's a little trickier. So, as I almost fall. So, I'm going to try and work my way back out of here. Work my way back to Andy. I think he's working his way back to camp right now. I'm going to grab some lunch. We're going to pack everything up tonight. And then we're going to go out for an evening hunt for a couple hours here and see if we can't salvage the last bit of this trip. So, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Of the day. There's Andy. No moose tonight. We did get a pretty studly black bear, so that's okay. So we got a bear to clean up and deal with now, and then grouse camp 2023. We've got 8 more of those to clean up. So it's been a good year for birds. But unfortunately, the moose are just starting to move. We saw one tonight, and then saw one got this morning, and then one other one about 15 minutes before we got in there. So they're starting to move. We were probably about 5 days early, but it's always a guessing game. You never know, right? But anyways, we're gonna get to work on this guy. We gutted him out. We just didn't want him to. It was an hour quad ride back to the trailer, so we didn't want him to get all dirty. So we're going to get him skinned out, quartered out, and then that's a wrap for this camp. So, see you guys in a bit.